We'll start today's practice in Shavasana, our arms and legs long on the mat. Take a deep breath in, long breath out, letting yourself fully arrive. Hug both of your knees up and into your chest, as if your knees were reaching toward your armpits, keeping them wide. You can stay here or you can rock left and right. Gently extend your left leg long onto the mat, hugging your right knee closer to you. Take a breath in and a breath out. And gently switch sides, hugging your left knee in, your right leg extends long. And deep cycle of breath. Hug both of your knees up and into your chest, bringing your forehead to the tops of your knees. And then drop your feet to the mat, letting both soles feel the floor as you lift your hips, bridge pose. Watching the rise and fall of your belly, noticing where your mind goes as you begin to slow down the body. Become intentional about your movements, your breath. Gently lower. Hug your knees up and into your chest and take some rocks up and down your spine. Gaining some momentum. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Our palms and our feet rooted into the mat. Our hips are lifted. There's a slight bend in the elbows to protect the wrist joints. And then take a really wide stance with both of your feet. So you're in a downward facing dog, but your feet are off the mat. Slowly walk your hands back toward your feet for a wide-legged forward fold. You can grab your elbows with your hands and sway left and right. Then put a deep bend in your left knee, dropping your left palm to the mat, reach your right arm high. Wide-legged twist. And drop your right hand to the mat, bend your right knee, lift your left arm. And drop your left hand to the mat, halfway lift, lengthening through the crown of your head. Fold forward. We'll take one more deep twist, dropping your left hand to the mat, reach your right arm high. Maybe you take a few wrist rolls here. One direction, and slowly change directions. Drop your right hand to the mat, bend the right knee, lift the left arm. Take your wrist rolls in and out. Drop your left hand to the mat, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Plant your hands, walk your feet forward, high plank. Bringing both of your feet closer together for a more narrow high plank, if that feels better in your body. Take a breath in, and breath out. Always the option to drop to your knee here. Deep breath in, long breath out. Bring your left knee behind your left tricep. Come back to high plank. Bring your right knee behind your right tricep. High plank. Left knee behind your left tricep. High plank. Right knee behind your right tricep. Back to high plank, downward facing dog. Pedal out your heels left and right. Lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Step your right foot through, crane pose, dropping your left knee, reaching your hands above you. Feel the stretch in the top of your left leg as you bend deeply through your right. Drop your left palm to the mat, tuck your left toes, low lunge twist, reaching your right hand high. Standing splits. Lift your heel of your left leg high. Breath in, breath out. And feeling everything there is to feel in the back of your right leg. And slowly reach your left toes to the back of the mat, reaching for a crescent lunge. Your arms are high above you. There's a bend in your right knee. You're steady in both of your feet. Taking the stance as wide as you need to. Bring your hands to heart center. Gentle twist to the right. Crescent lunge. Drop the left knee, straighten the right leg, hamstring stretch. Breathing deeply, in and out. And slowly make your way to all fours, tabletop pose. Drop the belly, lift the head, cow. Curl the spine, chin to chest, cat. Drop the belly, lift the head, curl the spine. Once more, belly drops, head lifts. Press the earth away from you as you curl your spine. Come back to a neutral spine. Downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Remembering that everything else in this practice is simply a suggestion. Breath is the only mandatory facet of a yoga practice. And breathe your left leg high, three-legged dog. Step your left foot forward, drop your right knee, crane pose. Reaching your arms high, or you can choose to leave them on the top of your left thigh if that feels better. Drop your right hand to the floor, tuck your right toes, lift your left arm, low lunge twist. To standing splits, reaching your heel of your right foot high. The front half of your body drapes over your left leg. Crescent lunge, your right toes come back to the floor, your arms reach high. Bring your hands to your heart center, twist to the left. Crescent lunge. Drop your right knee, straighten through your left leg for a hamstring stretch. Come back to all fours, tabletop pose. Inhale, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale, press the earth away from you. Belly drops, head lifts. Curl your spine, chin to chest. One more cycle, cow pose, cat pose. Come to a child's pose. Your knees are wide, your big toes come to touch. Your forehead's resting on the mat as your arms reach in front of you. Maybe you set an intention for today's practice, a word, a feeling, a thought. Something to guide you and lift you. When you're ready, I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Right leg reaches high, three-legged, and step it through crescent lunge. high on the ball of your left foot. Breath in, breath out. Standing splits. Hands come to the mat, left heel reaches high. Open up, half moon. Then bring your left knee behind your right calf for a twist. Right arm reaches high. Right hand drops to the mat, half moon. Working like a wave, expansion and contraction. Drop your left palm, knee behind calf, right arm reaches. Once more, half moon, opening up. You can stay here or seek a bind, reaching for your left ankle. And slowly release the bind. Warrior 2. Left foot drops to the mat. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And cartwheel both of your hands back to the mat. Three-legged dog, right leg reaches. Bend the knee, tip the hip open, and come back to downward facing dog. Feel the difference, pedaling at your heels left and right. We'll take this on the other side. Reach your left leg high, three-legged dog. Crescent lunge, arms reach high, high on the ball of your right foot. Standing splits, hands come to the mat, right heel reaches high. Seeing that both of your hips are square toward the mat. Open up, half moon. And this time bringing your right knee behind your right calf, behind your left calf. Wave your left arm to the ceiling. Left hand drops, half moon. Opening up the right half of your body. One more, twist. Knee behind calf, left arm reaches. Half moon. Opening your heart. Stay here or reach for the bind, grabbing your right ankle. Slowly release the bind if you have it. Warrior 2. Right foot comes to the mat, arms reach long in opposite directions. Feel your shoulders track down the back. Breath in, breath out. Bring your hands to the mat, three-legged dog, left leg reaches high. Bend the knee, tip the hip open, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Forward fold. Chair pose, sink your hips, bend your knees, arms reach high. And seeing that your shoulders are stacked over your hips, you're in complete alignment. You can wiggle all 10 of your toes. Your face is soft. Half chair. Bring your left ankle over top your right thigh. Your hands can come to your heart center if that feels good. Pulling everything toward your midline, hugging in your core, engaging your abdominal muscles will help keep you lifted and supported in this pose. Chair pose. We'll take half chair on the other side, bringing your right ankle over top your left thigh. Settle in, feeling the opening in your hip, the strength in your legs, both so necessary. Chair pose, bringing both of your feet back to the mat. Breath in, breath out. Forward fold. Head, neck, and shoulders melt toward the floor. And grab elbows with your hands, taking another ragdoll. And slowly release the bind if you have it. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Forward fold. Chair pose. Bend the knees, sink the hips, coming right back where you were before. Half chair. Left ankle comes over top your right leg. 3 breaths here. Your hands can be at your heart center if that feels best. Chair pose. Both of your feet come back to the mat. Half chair. Right ankle over top your left leg. Choosing to stay with things when they feel difficult, when they feel challenging, and knowing that there's growth to be had in these moments. Chair pose. Straighten through your legs, reach your arms high toward the ceiling. Take a bend to the right. Come back to center. Bend to the left. Come back to center, maybe bend backward. Forward fold. Walk your toes back to the back of the mat, high plank. Lower all the way to your belly. Cobra pose, heart lifts. Downward facing dog. Shake your head out, yes. Shake your head out, no. Reach your right leg high, 3-legged dog. Bend your knee, tip your hip, maybe flip your dog if that feels nice. 3-legged dog, crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior 2. Catching your right wrist with your left hand, feeling a nice deep stretch in the right side of your body. Warrior 2. Straighten through your right leg, triangle pose. Left arm is reaching up toward the ceiling. Drop your left hand to frame your right foot. Drop your left knee, hamstring stretch. Option to extend into a full splits. Hanumasana in Sanskrit. Really digging into our hamstrings today, paying very good attention to our hips. Opening and releasing so much. We'll meet in a seated position with our right leg over top our left. So setting ourselves up for a nice spinal twist. Reach both of your arms high, twist to the right. Your left elbow seeking connection with your outer right thigh. Slowly unwind, taking a counter twist. Hands drop over to the left side. We'll make our way back, downward facing dog. This time, reach your left leg high, bend your knee, tip your hip open. You can flip your dog if you wish. Three-legged dog to crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior two, catching your left wrist with your right hand. Big stretch through the left pinky and down into your hip crease. Warrior two, straighten through your left leg, taking a triangle pose. Let your left shoulder fall away from your ear, creating a bit of space. Feel the length in your spine. And drop your right hand to the mat, framing your left foot. Drop your right knee, hamstring stretch. Option to extend into a full splits. Slowly make your way to a seated position, reaching your left leg over your right, setting up for a spinal twist. Breathe your arms high, twist to the left, right elbow seeking connection with your outer left leg. Slowly take a counter twist, both of your hands reach toward the right side of your mat. And gently unwind. We'll set up for a frog pose. If frog is new to you and you're practicing on a hardwood floor, something that doesn't have much cushion, you might choose to fold your mat in half to support your knees a bit more. So for frog pose, our knees come wide and your hands or forearms come to the mat. You're seeking a 90-degree angle at the knee joint. Your toes can be flexed and just settle in. We'll stay here for 10 breaths. This can be a very intense posture. If this does not work in your body just yet, or even ever, if you have hip injuries or prior complications in these joints, you can always roll onto your back, find a wall, and place both of your feet up against the wall, taking a similar shape, that frog shape, but just a bit less intensity because gravity is working with you rather than against you. Wherever you are, take a breath in and a breath out, oxygenating these muscles, helping them to relax. And slowly, gently, with care, make your way out of your frog pose. We'll come to a seated position on the mat, our legs in front of us. Reach your arms high, and we'll take a forward fold. Slowly roll yourself back up. Bring the soles of your feet to the mat. Your hands are at your hips with your fingers reaching toward the front of your mat. We'll lift for a reverse tabletop. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in, long breath out. Slowly lower yourself back to the mat. We'll come onto our backs, the soles of our feet still on the floor. Lift your hips, bridge pose. Noticing if there's any more space that you've created here. Slowly lower. Windshield wiper your knees left and right. We'll take another heart opener. Back bend can either be a bridge or a full wheel is in your practice. Reach your hands up and over your head. Lift your hips. 5 breaths. Slowly lower. Hug your knees up and into your chest, giving yourself a big squeeze. And drop both of your knees over to the right. Open your arms, gaze falls left. Hug your knees up and into your chest. And drop them over to the left. Gaze falls right. Bring your knees back up and into your body, and we'll open Supta Baddha Konasana. The soles of our feet come together, our knees are wide. One hand can come to your heart, the other to your belly. Let your effortful breath go, feeling yourself melt into the floor, soaking up the benefits of this practice, the emotional and the physiological. Our bodies respond so well when we slow down, when we pay attention to them. It activates the parasympathetic response, the calming response within our bodies, allowing us to feel at ease, to feel safe. You can stay here or you can extend your legs long for Shavasana, taking your final rest. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, deepen your breath. Reach your arms up over your head and point through your toes, lengthening your body. Hug everything in, knees to chest, and drop over to one side. We'll make our way up to a seated position. Take a breath in, breath out. One more deep breath in, long breath